Hello, it's Gordon here, hope all is well with you. And this Facebook Live, I'm looking at one of my quote images, and I was a bit spoilt for choice today because I took a photo session on June the 19th in 2015 and again on June the 19th in 2017. And on both of those occasions, I've used photos to make into quote images, and there's maybe about 8 to 10 in total. Can't talk about all 8 to 10 in one go, so I've got to pick one. And this is the one I've picked. Sometimes life's a bitch. Oh, hang on, beach. Sometimes life's a beach. And I've posted the quote image in the group, and I'll post the quote image again below this video once I've posted the video. And I've done other quote images along similar lines. One quote image that says, good or bad, your now is not your all. And I did another quote image that says, life isn't always rainbows and sequins, but when it is, soak those suckers up. And this one is sort of along the similar lines. Life's a bitch. Oh, hang on, a beach. Sometimes life's a beach. And I took that picture at about, 4:30 in the morning. Sunrise. The previous night, I had taken some sunset photos right till about 11 p.m. and I just basically slept in the car overnight, drove about half a mile down the road to this beach where I wanted to try some sunrise photos. And this one in particular, I loved the way the sun, the morning rising sun was glistening over the beach, and the colours were just spectacular. To be fair, the photo doesn't do justice to what it looked like in real life, but hey, it'll do. And I put those words over the top about sometimes life being a bitch, a beach, a beach, a beach, 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 beach. Because it is, let's be fair, life is not always rainbows and sequins. And sometimes when it comes to people talking in this space, the personal development, self-improvement, life transformation space, people say it's a load of rubbish, and they dismiss the whole theory and the whole idea of it, the whole concept, because they say, well, life isn't like that. Life isn't always happy clappy. Life is hard. Life can be vicious and brutal and unfair and bleak and desperate. So all this self-improvement, that's hairy-fairy, happy-clappy, wishy-washy nonsense. It doesn't mean anything. I've not got time for it. Now, I'm not one of those people talking in this space that say, yeah, no, all the bad stuff, don't worry about that. Just focus on the good stuff, and the bad stuff doesn't matter. I'm not saying that. I never have said that, because as far as I'm concerned, that would be silly. That would be a nonsense to say that, and that would be a disservice to you, and it would be a disservice to everyone around you if you took that view. Because life can indeed be a bitch. I know all about that. Because I'm getting on a bit now, I've had my fair share of downs in life. And life can indeed be vicious and brutal and bleak and numbing and I don't know, all those words. Fill in your own words about how hard life can be. But it isn't always like that. Sometimes life is a beach. Sometimes life is rainbows and sequins. Sometimes life is wonderful. It's marvellous. It's a joyful thing, isn't it? If you say no to that, I don't think you've been paying attention. Not paying attention to me. I don't think you've been paying attention to life. If you can't say that life is full of moments of joy and wonder and magic, sequins, glitter and stardust, you've not been paying attention. Because sometimes life can be a beach. It really can. So there's it's a sort of dual point that I'm making in this video. 2 points. All right. The first point is that I see a lot of people moaning about how bad life is. And what they do is that they can get into a sort of vicious circle of thinking that life is always bad. So they act accordingly, which sort of justifies their moan. And guess what they do about it then? They moan even more. And they have no interest about looking at the positives, the goods, or the upsides in life. So they don't see them. They might be there all the time, but they just don't see them because they're too busy moaning about life being a bitch and ignoring when life is a beach. All right, that's one side of the point I want to make. The other side is that we can take action to direct life away from life being a bitch towards life being a beach. So what can you do to put in place the wonder, the joy, the magic, the glitter, the stardust, the sequins? What can you do to put that in place? And what can you do to move away from the bad, the struggle, the dreary, the grey, the bleak, the difficult? Because some of these things in life we can't do anything about. Again, I'm not saying you can always do something about everything, because that would be silly. I was going to say something worse then. Let's just go with silly. That would be very silly. I'm not saying that. And that's why sometimes life is indeed a bitch. But some of the things you most certainly can do something about. And people don't do something about it because they're scared. They're scared of what's going to happen if they try and do something about it. They're scared that they might fail. They're scared that they might look silly. They're scared that people might laugh at them. They're scared that it just might not work. Sometimes they're scared of success because they know if they do something about it, that brings change. And change can be scary. And some people are scared. They think, I don't know if I can actually handle that new me, in the better me, in the better place. I don't actually believe that it's possible. So they're scared about the idea of it actually happening. That's okay. I've been there. That is a mindset thing. And if that is the case, the way to get over that, guess what? It's one of my 4 magic words beginning with A, action. Because when you start to take action, never mind just the mindset, when you start to take action, you will either make progress and then you think, ooh, hang on, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Or you'll start to take action, and although you might not get the progress that you wanted, you change your circumstances because you start to convince yourself and you start to realise that it is about your action. So if the first action hasn't immediately produced the result you want, you then go back and reassess and take another action. Then go back and reassess and take another action. So I don't want to go on too long in this video. I'm not sure how long I've been waffling on. I've slipped into waffle mode, I know, but hey, something that I do. Sometimes life's a bitch. Oh, hang on, beach. I think I could just about get away with that joke every time I do it. So remember, you're good or you're bad. Your now is not your all. You might be in one of the moments where life is a bitch for you. But remember, sometimes life is a beach. Okay, that's a mindset thing. If you're going through a tough time at the moment, it won't last. No tough time in anyone's life has lasted forever. Just as the good, happy times, joyous, wonderful times, they don't last forever either. You're good or bad, your now is not your all. And following on from that, what are you going to do about it? If you're in one of the bad times, what are you going to do about it to speed up moving on from that bad time? And if you're not in a bad time, if you're just in a time, that life is just, you're just treading water, in that case, what are you going to do about engineering more of life being a beach? The times of joy, the times of magic, the times of wonder, and you know what they are for you as an individual, because it varies for all of us. What are you going to do about engineering more of those? So anyway, cool, blimey, you say if I've got 10 quote images that I've taken throughout the years on this date, you can see why I can't talk about all 10 of them. That's just a lot of waffle. Just about one of them. I've got another 7, 8 or 9 to get through. They'll have to come in due course, because I will get to them all in due course. Don't you worry about that. So anyway, hope all is well with you. I hope, in fact, that life is one of the beach phases for you. I really do, because something I always say at the end of my videos and at the end of all of my articles is I say, wishing you as ever health and happiness. And the reason I say that every time is because I mean it every time. I really do. It's one of the reasons why I put this message out there. It's one of the reasons why I created this group for more engagement. And it's also one of the reasons why ultimately I'm going to be doing my Transform Your Life Now program as well. So there we go, signing off for now. Wishing you as ever, guess what? Health and happiness. And I'll speak to you again soon.